Hey everybody, Joshua with TBC. Wanted to make a quick kind of follow-up video. I've made a video before. The problem I was having was I would just be cruising down the road. Again, this is on my 2016 389 Peterbilt Fitzgerald kit with the Series 60 12.7 in it. So yeah, I would be cruising down the road, and all of a sudden my temperature gauge, water temperature gauge, would go all the way down almost to zero, and then it would spike up past 200. Check engine light, alarm and sound would come on, or alarm and flashing on the dash would come on. Engine fan kicks on, and then it clears itself, and it won't do it again for a while. Sometimes it'll happen in a hard pull. Sometimes it'll happen when I was just cruising. Nothing big. So I started that. I've made a video on this before. I started with on the other side of the motor, where your temperature sending unit is, just right by your turbo, above your turbo, at the back of your head, or on the side towards the back of your head. It's a two wire plug, and that plug was worn out. So I replaced that. It cut down on the frequency of that happening. Did not solve it though. So I made another video, I believe, on the plugs on the ECM, because when you trace those two wires, it's a yellow and a black wire that come from your temperature sending unit around the back of your motor. They tie into the wiring harness with your oil temperature sensor, your oil pressure sensor wire, and a couple others, and they go down to the harness that plugs into your ECM. So what I've done is I figured out in that video, that if you pushed that yellow wire back into the harness on this particular truck, it would solve it for a while. Maybe a week, maybe 2 months, you wouldn't have any of that fluctuation on the temperature gauge and the check engine and all of that, until it kind of got loose again. So I figured I would take some time to show you guys exactly what it is. Let me swap. So this is the plug that comes out of your ECM. It's got a 1/4 inch drive. This is a fixed nut or bolt right here that tightens it into your ECM, plugs it in nice and snug, watertight. So that particular plug, as I said, is this yellow wire right here that my finger's on, which corresponds to this prong right here, this pin receptor. So what I did is I pulled that pin out. On Amazon you can get a real simple little set of pin keys, and you slide that pin right underneath between the plastic and the metal right there. And you kind of got to fiddle with it. Sometimes it'll give you a little bit of heck, but you fiddle with it, and that will come out the front towards you. And you can tighten up that little spring. That little curved piece of metal is literally just kind of spring-loaded metal that makes contact with the pin on the ECM. So what I did is I tightened that up. I bent it to where it'll sit tighter and have better connection with the pin on the ECM, the corresponding pin. So outside of replacing that pin receiver, I'm going to try this first and see if that solves this problem. And so it's real simple. Let's see if I can get down here to where y'all can see it. So literally it just plugs right there into the ECM, and it's kind of hard to do from this angle. Yeah, so just like that, it's got guidelines, and you start threading this 1/4 inch up to it, and it'll tighten it down once you get that pin tightened up. So we're going to give that a shot. I tested it, got it up to operating temperature, seemed to be doing good, but we'll get it out on the road, get her hot, pulling some hills and see what she does. But hopefully that'll give you guys a place to start and to look if you're having that same issue. I know a few of you have commented that was something you were having, especially with the Fitzgerald kit. So hopefully that one helps. You guys got any questions or comments, feel free to reach out. I've said in other videos, a few of you have called me and I've been able to help you guys work through some problems. I really appreciate that. It makes what I do with these videos and stuff worth it, and it definitely is something that I enjoy doing. So feel free to reach out. Apologize if it takes some time to get back. I'm also a truck driver, so I'm always working too. If I'm not wrenching, I'm driving. So, but yeah, stay tuned for the next one. We'll catch you on down the road.